Hi, it's Hayden Bennett from Commercial Property Group. Welcome to ROI series for March 2025. It's a very special month. March represents our anniversary month, and it's 20 years to the month that we've been in business. I've got some key sales and leases that I'm going to share with you, but before we get into that, during the month of March, we had 248 inspections with buyers and tenants, which resulted in 32 transactions being agreed to here in the group. The key and highlighted sales are number 9 at 60 to 62 Alexander Avenue at Tarrant Point. This property was listed by Nathan Gray and assisted by Jackson Chambers. Nathan was able to achieve a sale price of $1,060,000. It was a 142 square metre industrial strata title property, and that rate per square metre represents around $7,260 per square metre. Congratulations to Nathan on a well-orchestrated campaign, and Jackson Chambers on your support throughout it as well. Congratulations, gentlemen. Another highlighted sale was a property at number 109 Bonds Road at Riverwood. This property, Ryan McMahon and also Jackson Chambers took to market via an auction campaign with a price guide in the early $3 millions. It was a freestanding property on a very strong location on Bonds Road, which feeds up to Punch Bowl Road there at Riverwood/Punch Bowl. It was a land area of 864 square metres with a building of around 568 square metres. During the campaign, both Ryan and Jackson received over 115 inquiries. The property sold at auction for $3,515,000. That's a rate per square metre on the land area of just over $4,060 per metre. And looking at it on the building, it's also around $6,188 per metre. An excellent campaign run by Ryan McMahon and Jackson Chambers, and a shout out to our Bankstown office as well, which collaborated in that sale. So congratulations to all parties involved. Another property sold under the hammer was a vacant parcel of land at 5R Yalga Road at Kirrawee. This property was listed by myself and Damon Asti. We sold this property originally to the vendor some 10 years ago. It's a vacant parcel. It's been rented out. We offered it to market as vacant possession. It was a 550 square metre parcel of industrial land. We received a good level of inquiry. Being vacant, it obviously had an opportunity to either occupy it as yard or potentially buy it and look to build on what you could put on that parcel. There were some easements on the land, so it was partially affected, but it never stopped us from getting strong inquiry, taking it to auction. We had 4 bidders at the auction. The sale price was $1.4 million. And that's a rate per square metre on the vacant land of just on $2,500 per square metre. A great campaign, and also showing just the depth in the market from buyer demand, particularly for freehold property, and that being one of the most affordable freestanding parcels of land in the Sutherland Shire. Onto a few leasing deals. We've got one at 70 to 72 Captain Cook Drive at Caringbah. This property we actually sold earlier this year. Nathan Gray and Damon Asti were the agents responsible to sell that property. Nathan Gray actually had a tenant lined up to move into that property post-settlement. The annual rental was a $75,000 per annum gross. It was a 197 square metre total strated area with an additional mezzanine floor space. The rate per square metre achieved was around $380 per square metre with a 3-year lease and no rent free. So that purchaser, which is now an investor, benefits from immediate rent from the date of occupation of that new tenancy. Nathan Gray, congratulations on a job well done. A leasing transaction at 10 of 2 Production Avenue, Tarrant Point was handled by Jackson Chambers. It was a 222 square metre industrial warehouse with additional mezzanine floor space. Jackson was able to lease the property for $70,000 per annum gross, which is a rate per square metre of around $315 per metre. A lease term of 3 years was secured with an incentive of 2 months rent free, which represents around 5.5% as an initial incentive on the 3 years. Congratulations to our landlord, congratulations to the tenant, and most importantly, Jackson Chambers on a job well done. A commercial office leasing deal done in Kogarah was at number 24 Montgomery Street. This building is one of our management buildings. We manage the entire building. There's just on 3,000 square metres of floor space available. Greg Carr's been exceptionally busy in this building. He's just released Suite 301, which was 150 square metres of prime commercial office space. The annual rent was around $82,750 per annum, and that's a rate per square metre of just over $550 per metre. Very strong lease, a 5-year lease with a further 5-year option, and the incentive provided to that tenant in order to entice the deal was a 2-month rent-free period, which represents around 3.33% as an initial incentive. That building is near enough at 100% occupancy. Thank you, Greg Carr, for your commitment on that building. Thank you to the landlord with your trust and confidence, and to the tenant on their new place of business. So that's the wrap for March 2025. As I said, it is our 20th year in business. We are celebrating this year. You'll see it on our marketing. I want to thank all of our clients for your trust and confidence, our customers being our tenants and purchasers, and most importantly, the team here at CPG who come here solidly Monday to Friday, work tirelessly hard to be the best they can and produce the best results possible for each and every one of our clients. As I always say, if anyone has any questions with regards to buying, selling, leasing, or general management or property advice, reach out to myself or any one of us here at CPG. We welcome your call.